Good morning, everybody. It's Friday and it's almost the weekend. I hope you've had a really lovely week doing lots of fun things either at home or in school. Now, I want to cast your minds back to last week's assembly that Mr. Thomas did with the help of our lovely office ladies. Do you remember that he talked about viewpoints and how maybe when we see more details that we're able to build a bigger picture and see things from an alternative point of view? Well, I'm going to read you a story today which is very similar because it's the same story from two different viewpoints. Let's have a look. A Tale of Two Beasts by Fiona Roberton. I was walking home from Grandma's house through the deep dark woods when I spied a strange little beast. He was stuck up a tree and whining sadly. So I decided to rescue him. I will call you Fang, I told him, and I wrapped him warmly up in my scarf and carried him safely home. I gave him a lovely bath and a gorgeous new hat and jumper, and a delicious bowl of fresh nuts. I made him a beautiful house and gave him lots to play with. I took him out for lots of long walkies to keep him fit and healthy, and I showed him off to all my friends who loved him nearly as much as I did. But for some strange reason the little beast did not look very happy. In fact, he was looking rather hot. I hope he's not sick, I thought, and I opened the window to cool him down. But then something terrible happened. He threw off his clothes, leapt out of the window and ran away as fast as he could back to the deep dark woods. I wanted to go and look for him, but Mama had other plans. Tea time, bath time. Oh dear. Bedtime. I couldn't sleep. I missed the little beast and wondered if I would ever see him again. But then a small furry shadow appeared at the foot of my bed. I wonder who that could be. The strange little beast had returned. He seemed quite pleased to see me, and I began to think that maybe, just maybe, he wasn't that strange after all. I wonder why he came back. So that was the first story from the little girl's point of view. I wonder if you can work out whose point of view the next story is going to be about. And I want you to think about what is different and what's the same. Let's have a look. A Tale of Two Beasts, the Terrible Beast. I was hanging from my favourite tree singing happily to the birds when I was ambushed by a terrible beast. Hey! She growled at me and tied me up and carried me off to her secret lair. She made me disgustingly clean and dressed me up in a ridiculous hat and jumper and tried to make me eat squirrel food. She kept me in a tiny box with nothing for me to do and nowhere for me to go. It wasn't home sweet home at all. She made me walk backwards and forwards and backwards again for no reason whatsoever. She showed me off to a herd of wildebeest who were just staring and laughing at me. I had had enough. I made a cunning plan and put it straight into action. A plus B equals freedom. Freedom! Free once more. Woohoo! I raced back to the deep dark woods before the terrible beast could catch me. It was peaceful in the deep dark woods. A bit too peaceful, perhaps. And also a bit wet. In weather like this one could do with a nice warm hat. I snuck back to retrieve it under cover of darkness. The terrible beast was waiting for me, but she seemed quite pleased to see me. And I began to think that maybe, just maybe, she wasn't that terrible after all. So, 2 stories that were the same but seemed different through different characters' eyes. Neither one of them was wrong, neither one of them did anything bad, but it was how the other character perceived what was happening to them. That's a really important life lesson, and I'd really like you to think about standing back, taking in the detail and looking at things from different points of view. You've probably heard the phrase, put yourself in somebody else's shoes. That's a really good trick to do that and to stand back and look at a situation again. Sometimes things won't always be as they seem. Have a lovely weekend. It's going to be really sunny and we look forward to catching up with you very soon.